Hey, welcome back to the channel. Thank you for joining me. Now, this is part two of my Trump was raided story. I'm figuring this will be the last one, but we will see if there's more information that comes from it. Now, let's get right to it. Now, as I said Monday, of course, on Monday, Trump's Mar-a-Lago estate was raided by the FBI in a warrant where they basically targeted storage areas and, as they refer to as 45 office, which is basically, well, of course, Trump's office there in Mar-a-Lago. So who knows what else could be hiding in Mar-a-Lago or anywhere else for that matter. But let's just get down to it. We're not here to speculate. Uh, First off, according to the search warrant, there are a few things that were being investigated here. There was an investigation looking into possible crimes, violations of the Espionage Act, obstruction of justice, as well as criminal handling of government documents. Now, these things are all highly illegal, especially if you break the Espionage Act. That can't, and you're found guilty of it by transmitting any information of top secret information, especially from our military to our enemies, Russia, for example. Um, you can be put in prison for up to 10 years, fined, and also you cannot be allowed to run for office in the future. Now, a lot of Republicans are taking that and bitching and moaning, oh, the Democrats, the Democrats. Well, as I laid it out for you in the first video, um, head of the FBI is a Republican appointed by Trump. The judge is appointed by Trump. They were all Trump appointees. And the people that made the Espionage Act even stronger, Donald J. Trump, made a stiffer penalty for removing and mishandling government documents. And for a quick rundown, of course, National Archives found out that classified documents were missing back in January. Talked about it. They made it public, I believe, in February of this year. There was a subpoena in June. The subpoena did not get all the files, and there was a whistleblower that came forward and told the DOJ, hey, there's more classified documents down here. And so, and a search warrant was granted by a court. By the way, to get a federal search warrant, you have to have evidence. So there has to be evidence of wrongdoing, or you're not going to get a federal warrant. It's just not going to happen. And so, obviously, they believe that there is probable cause for the search warrant, especially considering that there are classified documents that could pertain to a violation of the Espionage Act. Now, let me talk about the things that were taken um, from Mar-a-Lago that the right is probably not telling you, and you're not hearing on their news channels, because the news channels are telling you everything that he took was declassified. Why? Because Trump said it was declassified. But that's not how a president gets to declassify information. To declassify information, there is a set of federal protocols you have to go through for even a president who does have the right to declassify any information he wants. But also, the Espionage Act does not pertain necessarily to just classified documents. They can be declassified, but even if they're declassified documents, the president doesn't get to take them with them if they are meant to go to the National Archives. So let me get down here to where the items that were removed. You have 3 sets of confidential documents, 3 sets of secret documents, 4 sets of top secret documents, and 1 set of top secret / SCI documents. Those are the ones that are. That last one, that is like one of the top secret codes that they have, apparently. That is just like is classified as it gets. You know, there may be some other levels above that, but as being reported, this is one of the highest levels of top secret there can be. This isn't like some middle ground somewhere, right? There's at least one document that was so important that it was at the top of the food chain when it comes to being classified or not. So, regardless of whether or not he deemed it declassified, even though it didn't go through the proper protocols, he still would not have been allowed to take it with him. This is on this is on top of the documents that he tore up pertaining to the January 6th incident. Okay, so you're with me so far? So among the items taken, okay, let me read this. A document about pardoning Roger Stone, who was convicted of lying to Congress in his probe against Russian meddling in the 2016 election. There are also materials about the president of France. I'm not quite sure why we're talking about how that turned out, right? But that's what happened. Okay, they took these items because Trump was not allowed to have them. The president doesn't get to keep documents just because he says they're declassified. He didn't go through protocols on all these items, and even if he had, they were not allowed for him to have because of the possibility of being stolen or purposely given to our enemies. So don't let the right lie to you here. This is what was taken. It was all confidential. It was all classified. And Trump had no business with most of this material. It was all supposed to go back to the National Archives. Now, what I can tell you is, like I said, he's probably not going to face any charges. He's definitely not going to go to prison for it. And if he faces charges, what, is he going to get fined if he's found guilty? Do you even think a court is going to find him guilty at this point? I don't think they will, because there's too many people that support it. I just find it funny coming from the lock him up crowd or lock her up crowd that they're not chanting lock him up because he did worse than she did. She deleted some emails before she left office. He took files with him. Like it was his or something. Like this country belongs to him. But if one of these files was nuclear secrets of this country that he possibly disseminated to Russia or any of our other enemies in this world, then he needs to go to prison. He proves once and for all that he does not need to be president again. Do I think Joe Biden is doing a great job? Hell no, I don't think he's doing a great job. But we cannot have somebody that's going to sell us out to the Russians as our president. There are a lot of things that I hate about Donald Trump that I cannot stand, that make me not want to vote for him. But I want to try to appeal to those people out there that may still be holding on to a thread of being MAGA, to being a supporter of Donald Trump. This man does not care about this country. Donald Trump does not care about America. Donald Trump cares about Donald Trump and where he can get his money and where he can have friends that will pay him just to be him. As you've seen, Donald Trump has stolen millions of dollars from his supporters, many of them giving their life savings to Donald Trump so Donald Trump can keep living the lavish lifestyle that he lives. Meanwhile, he said the money would be used to help reinstate him as president. He knew when he started that there was no way to be reinstated as president, that there is no mechanism to reinstate him as president, that the only mechanism there would have been if there was any proof that Joe Biden had cheated to win the election would be to impeach him and have Kamala Harris as president. Or to impeach both of them, which you're not going to have, and remove both of them from office. And then you would have had Nancy Pelosi and the Democrats below that. Donald Trump has been bilking his supporters for months and over a year and a half now with this "I'm going to get reinstated" story. We're trying to fight the 2020 election. The 2020 election has been over with. The moment Congress certified the election, it was over. There was no more 2020 election. It was done, finished, finito. That was it. No more. And then we find out that he took national secrets. He took national secrets with him to Florida. Refused to hand them over to the National Archives. Then lied through his lawyer that everything had been turned over and that they had no classified documents in Mar-a-Lago. It was all a lie. So if you were just one of those people barely hanging on to supporting Donald Trump, please listen to me. Please look deep inside for that little spark of love for this country. The patriotism that you claim to have. If you are a patriot, you cannot support Donald J. Trump anymore. I understood it. I didn't support him back in 2016, but I understood people thinking he was patriotic. Because you know what? He almost fooled me. He almost fooled me. I almost thought he loved America. Since I was a kid, Donald Trump was like the epitome of being an American. You know, being rich, being, free to do whatever you want. To not having to be worried about your bills and stuff like that. It was what everybody wanted to be. Even through 99, when he tried to run in the libertarian thing, he was pro-choice, pro-healthcare. He ran for the Reform Party, I think it was. Sorry about that. I had something on my camera lens. But I beg you, please think about it. Please think about it. And realize that you cannot support a man, if you're a patriot, who does not love this country, who is trying to sell us out to the Russians and even possibly the North Koreans. I don't care if you support Joe Biden. I don't give a damn if you're a liberal. I don't care if you're a conservative. I don't care what you are. But before we are liberal, before we are conservative, we are American. No matter where you sit, left, right, gay, straight, we are all American. And if you believe that no matter what your political leanings are, no matter who you are, that before we're anything, that we are Americans, please join me on this channel and check out more of my videos in the future and go back and look at some of my other videos. I'm tired of this divide in this country. I'm tired of you're a liberal American, you're a conservative American, you're an LGBT American, you're a straight American. No, people. We're American. That's it. I'll see you down the road. Good luck.